But at any rate, Cousin Ed was telling me about what a wonderful thing it was to have Alexander Haig, that profound thinker on nuclear war. He said, Johnny, you know the most misunderstood thing in America today? Nuclear war. It's dangerous. And the average American don't know just how dangerous it is. The only person I really know that understands nuclear war is Alexander Haig. You old liberals and you old weak-minded, pussyfooting Democrats and all such as that lay back and say, well, we can kill everybody in Russia 25 times. That's plenty. Got enough nuclear bombs to blow them all off the face there 25 times. And we're going to rest on that. They can't kill us but 12 times. Johnny, that's where Alexander Haig's great mind comes in. He knows that you have a first-class, all-out nuclear war and find out them Russians has secretly slipped around and can kill us 30 times and we still stuck back there at 25. That's what the next war is going to be about, and it'll be too late to go around and apologize to Alexander Haig then. He won't even speak to you then. And I jumped him the other day on it. He jumped me. He said, Johnny, I know you hear what these old students out at the university are doing. They're protesting that there Grenadier war down there that Ronnie's trying to run. It's just disgusting. They get out there and they start that protesting business. I think they just ought to do something to them. I said, now, wait a minute, Cousin Ed. Don't you believe in the right to dissent? Of course I believe in the right to dissent. I'd knock a man's teeth down his throat that interferes with my right to dissent. Ronnie believes in the right to dissent. What him and me is trying to put a stop to is this criticism. Criticize. Why can't they leave Ronald Reagan alone and let him fight his wars in peace? They want to criticize somebody, let them go down there and criticize old Castro and that crowd of heathens. Johnny, we got there to Grenadier just in time. Oh, my God, you don't understand what was going on. Ronnie does, though. Do you know that bunch of rascals down there was planning to attack us any morning? They've got us pinned in here between the Gulf of Mexico and the Arctic Circle, and going to come a-sweeping in here like a dose of salt through a widow woman, throwing guns down on us, all of us, and making us sign our names to test papers and such as that we'll be Marxist-Leninists or they won't let us up again. I'll tell you, Ronnie has just saved America. That's what he's done from an invasion of them rascals. I asked a friend of mine that's a great champion of the Reagan administration to explain Ronald Reagan's foreign policy to me. And he says, oh, I'm glad you asked me that. Let me tell you something, honey. It's just as clear and simple as you please. It's easy to understand. John Tower, Senator Tower, explained it to me the other day. Johnny, it's this way. I can tell it to you because I can discuss it honestly. You know, Ronald Reagan loves the truth. And I love the truth, and I love to tell it in a plain English, the language the Holy Bible was wrote in, the language that old mother of mine spoke. I sometimes think that the Almighty, in His divine wisdom, when He saw fit to create His most perfect work here on earth, selected the Lone Star State of Texas as paradise on earth. And He came to this Garden of Eden on earth, Travis County, Texas. And He caught the gold from the Texas sunrise, and He caught the sweetest notes from the throat of the Texas mockingbird, our state bird. And He caught the perfume of the Texas bluebonnet, our state flower. And He compounded and molded it all together into that quintessence of sweetness and that epitome of all virtue and goodness. My mother Well, now, son, that's what Ronald Reagan's foreign program's all about, and if you don't understand it fully, I'll explain it further. Old man Tom Taylor said, Johnny, the trouble with the world today are that we have gone and invented a way of wiping ourselves off the globe, and we done it before we invented a way to stop ourselves from doing it. Well, this is right where we are today. There is no alternative to peace.
I'll tell you the story of John Henry Faulk. I'll tell you of his trials and the troubled trail he walked. And I'll tell you of the tyrants, the ones you never see. Murder is the role they play and hatred is their fee. On the TV and the radio, John Henry Faulk was known. He talked to many thousands with a mind that was his own. But he could not close his eyes when the list were passed around, so he tried to move the Union to tear the blacklist down. His friends, they tried to warn him he was heading for a fall. If he spoke against the blacklist, he had no chance at all. But he laughed away their warnings and he laughed away their fears, for how could lies destroy the work of many honest years? Then slowly, oh so slowly, his life began to change. People would avoid his eyes, his friends were acting strange. And he finally saw the power of the hidden poison pen when they told him that his job was through, he'd never work again. And he could not believe what his sad eyes had found. He stared in disbelief as his world come tumbling down. And as the noose grew tighter, at last the trap was clear. For every place he turned to go, that list would soon be there, oh, that list. And is there any bottom to the fears that grow inside? Is there any bottom to the hate that you must hide? And is there any end to your long road of despair? Is there any end to the pain that you must bear? His wife and children trembled, the time was running short, when a man of law got on their side and took them into court. And there upon the stand they could not hide behind their lies, and the cancer of the fascist was displayed before our eyes. Hey, you blacklist, you've seen what you have done. I've seen the men you've ruined and the lives you tried to run. But the one thing that I've found is the only ones you spare are those that do not have a brain or those that do not care. And you men who point your fingers and spread your lies around, you men that left your souls behind to drag us to the ground, you can put my name right down there, I will not try to hide, for if there's one man on the blacklist, I'll be right there by his side. For I'd rather go hungry and beg upon the street than earn my bread on dead men's souls and crawl beneath your feet. And I will not play your haters' game and hate you in return, for it's only through the love of man the blacklist can be burned. For it's only through the love of man the blacklist can be burned.